Transforming Spaces and Lives. Welcome to our webinar today. Hi, I'm Jun Leong, Regional Head of Marketing at Goodrich Global. Today I'm joined by Eugene Seah from i.Poise Design. We are here to talk about a topic close to our hearts, using wallpapers to transform condo spaces.
Thank you so much for having me here today, Jean. As a principal consultant working with vast client profiles almost the past decade, I've seen firsthand how wallpaper can elevate even the smallest spaces. Let's dive into some of the best techniques for making small rooms feel larger using wallpaper.
Great. One of the best tricks we have seen for making small rooms appear larger is by using vertical or horizontal stripes. Vertical stripes draw the eyes upward, creating the illusion of a higher ceiling. In fact, it was also a client that told me that horizontal stripes is also quite popular as it makes the walls look longer and make the room therefore look bigger.
Exactly. It's a struggle that many of our clients that just collected their keys when their condos TOP, there's a problem that they face, as layout in the recent years have not been the most ideal. Another technique, extending wallpaper into the ceiling. This is something that really creates a very good transition that blurs the room's edges, making the space feel bigger. We often incorporate this in our designs, especially in living rooms or bed headboards.
Oh, that sounds great. So some of the main points that we can share with all our listeners here is opt for vertical or horizontal stripes. Also, extend the wallpaper right to the ceiling. The ceiling is really your fifth wall. What do you think there are some patterns or colors that may help instead? We've found some people may not like lines or stripes in their rooms. So what do you recommend, Eugene?
For smaller condos, light and neutral colors such as white, beige, soft pastel are a good go-to. They actually reflect more light and give that very airy, open space feel. And this is something that we really love. For more explorative clients, we like to push the boundaries a little bit more. We are drawn to large-scale patterns, something bold, but it still reduces the visual noise and give a modern look to the space.
Sounds great. So yes, actually, oversized motifs can make walls recede visually and creating more depth. I also find that cool tones like blues, greens do help to give a sense of space and calmness. And also don't forget about textures because we're seeing metallic and reflective elements becoming quite actually popular. They reflect light and add dimension without overwhelming the room. So some of the main tips that we want to share here is choose light and neutral colors. Select large-scale patterns. Favor cool receding colors such as blue, greens, and even sometimes black. Speaking of dimension, I've seen subtle textures like grass, cloth, and linen really making a difference in tight spaces. They do add interest without being too bold.
I fully agree. Actually, our company often highlights the importance of textures since people overlook or undermine their impact. This is something that happens very frequently. When we collapse the walls with grass cloth textured wallpaper for one of our most recent projects, this really brings out the luxe feeling, yet still remain that inconspicuous feel without drawing too much attention.
So some of the main points we'd like to share here is incorporate metallic and reflective elements to your walls. Apply textured wallpapers such as grass cloth. Now, let's talk about accent walls. In Singapore's compact condo layouts, selecting the right wall is really crucial. We always recommend customers to focus on the natural focal point, like behind the TV, bed, or dining table. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Even more so recently with the increased demand in ambient lighting, it plays a very big role in deciding where to put the accent wall. We like to place the wallpaper where natural or even artificial light can come in where you will really highlight the texture or the pattern of the wall in this whole space.
Oh, that sounds good. And when it comes to patterns, textures, or geometric designs, it works well with living areas. So they can actually add interest without being overwhelming the whole space. We have seen some great examples in some of the projects that you have showed us that they actually use new wallpapers for the accent walls.
Yep, absolutely. In bedrooms, softer tones behind the bed actually creates a very calming effect, and it's perfect for winding down after a long day's work. In smaller areas, like dining areas, I can suggest for going something more playful or sophisticated prints, while study nooks do well with more subtle patterns that will foster focus and creativity.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So main points here that we can learn from these tips here is focus on natural focal points.
Yep.
Avoid overcrowded areas, consider lighting. And living rooms, textures or geometric patterns, tropical and nature-inspired themes will be great. For bedrooms, as you mentioned, let's go for the soft, calming tones such as the blues or the greens and even beige. Well, some of the houses we have done is they love the bold statement headboards like floral, they love the damask feel of the bright prints. So really, it's up to you to choose. It's really your cover story. So Eugene, how about the other areas such like dining areas and study nooks? Maybe you can give us some pointers here.
For dining areas, as mentioned just now, right, some playful notes would be nice because that's where the family gathers, friends and your guests. Something maybe like the digital print that Goodrich has. I think that's very customized, and I think clients will love that because it brings out the characteristic of the homeowners. And when people come, they can appreciate it and just
Absolutely.
have a nice meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, some of the digital prints, it could be really something of a mural. Favorite place they have went to, like one of our clients actually used the picture of their, the skiing trip they went to Osaka.
Some their pets.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes it's their pets, their family.
Yeah.
So, but we're seeing the study nooks are quite popular now because you have the two bathers with a study area.
Yes. Or man cave.
Yeah, man
More
cave.
and more male clients, they actually came up to us and say like, my wife has this, my kids have that, but I need my man cave, the study nook for their own like peace, quiet time.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So what kind of wallpapers do you use?
Usually depends on different client characteristics, which is what we really love our wallpaper because it can bring in the exact feel that the client wants. So maybe for a gaming room for the son or maybe the husband, something a bit on a darker tone that will have a good contrast with the rest of the house. Because in small spaces, usually we play with beige or lighter tones.
Right.
These
General
dark tones,
colours.
yeah, the
Right.
dark tones come in. It's a very good contrast and it complements the rest of the house.
Eugene, do you feel that nowadays we see a lot more requests for a lot more acoustic wall panels to be installed in the homes?
Yes, there are many Singaporeans or even other clients that are still not really aware of this yet. And they will come to us asking for soundproofing solutions. And most of the soundproofing products in the market now, they're not very aesthetic. They're more focused on practical, and it's great. But when it comes to wanting a perfect blend between practicality and aesthetics, I think the acoustic panel meets it right there.
Yeah. We now do have clients who are requesting for acoustic wall panels. And nowadays we see wall panels with various colors. I mean, they have variety of colors to choose from. And also they can form patterns against the wall.
Yeah.
So we would like to introduce these acoustic wall panels to any homeowners, especially if they live in a condo and they want to minimize the sound.
Yes.
Especially when they're gaming or they're actually having a karaoke session.
Yeah.
So to enhance that wall panel acoustic feel is to also ensure you have very good curtains
Yes.
and carpets. When you plan your renovation works for newer condos, coordinating wallpaper with existing condo decor is key. I always advise homeowners to match wallpaper tones with their other furniture and other furnishings. You do not want to overdo it.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually all about balance. If you're going for a bold accent wall, we always recommend to keep the surrounding walls neutral, simple, or have complementing colors. This keeps the space from feeling too cluttered in a compact area.
Right. So this goes for furniture too. If your furniture has wood or metal finishes, opt for wallpaper with similar textures, like grass cloth or metallic detailing to tie the whole look together. So some of the main points we have discussed is when you are renovating an existing property or condo property is to match your color palettes.
Yeah.
The new wallpaper with your existing materials that you have. For example, the furniture, curtains, and other finishes or your interior accessories. Balancing bonus. Make sure you balance the look without overdoing it. Now, the texture and material harmony, make sure it harmonizes. Preparing the walls before you install wallpapers are very important. Do you agree, Eugene, on this?
I can't agree more. This is a very key factor that causes many people to misunderstand the usage of wallpaper. They think it's not durable, it doesn't last long, but usually it's due to the humidity of the wall that we are installing the wallpaper on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the great services that I appreciate from Goodrich is actually the humidity testing before installation. So there are people who will come down and you'll test the wall with a device to check how humid the wall is and whether it's suitable for wallpaper installation or not.
Okay. So actually, we do provide this service to ensure that the walls is actually suitable for wallpaper before actually installing wallpapers. And once we find it suitable, our operations team will actually start measuring it up. And before we do installation of wallpapers, our team will actually ensure that the walls are well treated and well plastered, and there's a coat of water sealant on it.
Yes.
So it typically takes 2 days time, a lead time, before we do the installation of wallpapers.
Yes. With that, right, we have actually installed the wallpapers from Goodrich in places such as homes in Sentosa, Marine Parade, or even the North Shores areas, where those houses are very near water features like the sea.
Tell us one instances that one of your clients actually wanted to install wallpapers in such areas.
Okay, we have multiple projects like that. One of the ones that I have seen very long is a home in Marine Parade. This testing really helped the client a lot because the wall was actually too humid for wallpaper installation. And this wallpaper that the client really loved is an imported one, which means it's actually quite expensive.
Okay.
And it would be such a waste if the wallpaper were to peel in 6 months or a year, right? So because of this testing, we found out early and we could come up with solutions such as like building a partition wall in front of it and then pasting the wallpaper after.
Okay, sounds good. It's a very good tip.
Yes.
Actually, putting actually some form of a false wall in front of the wall without a direct contact to the humid wall.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Have you been seeing any trends for wallpaper placements recently?
Well, recently we noticed that wallpapers are not just simply for the four walls or the focal walls. It's no more just the full wall coverage. We are seeing a lot of people going even for the half walls or frame sections that they like to see, maybe just using a frame to install the wallpaper.
Right.
So the frame forms as a termination point for them.
Yeah. They can add structure without overwhelming smaller spaces, actually. For newer condo layouts, we see a lot of recessed walls, a lot of nooks, and wallpaper is a great way for these places to stand out and bring out the architectural structure.
Yep. And I see like using a frame enables you to change the wallpapers quite frequently, according to your theme, because you might feel very tired with a Chapandi look and you just want to go a different look altogether.
Yes.
So I think a frame area is very interesting. So I was seeing like some of the BTO units also, they have the bomb shelters.
Yeah.
So what is your treatment that you had for these customers that are living within those HDBs that has these bomb shelter walls?
I guess, like what you mentioned, the framed wallpapers These are very good solutions to that. You can build a feature wall in front, and instead of typically just putting laminates or like
Right.
a
Laminates to flush out
Yeah.
the entire wall.
That can look boring sometimes.
Yeah, it looks too expected.
Yes.
That we have always been asked by some of our clients is that, how do you treat a door that is of metal surfaces?
Metal surfaces, for those usually we can do the wall wrap, like the architectural film. I think those are very good solutions for this.
Then besides the wrap, would that be because the wraps are good for metal surfaces?
Yes.
But if they insist on using wallpapers?
If they use wallpapers, we will use carpentry to build out, like a frame, like a feature door, but we will finish the middle portion with wallpaper.
Okay.
And that will make a very big difference. It will look like there's a large painting
Right.
on the wall.
You were sharing with us that one of your clients actually prefer to do a painting or something.
Yes, we did something like that for a client who wanted to mask away their common bathroom door because it's very near the dining area.
Right.
They don't want it to look so unpleasant with a toilet door staring right at them as they eat. So
Yeah.
we created a framed door, a feature door, and in the middle we have a digitally printed wallpaper of a painting the husband loves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can actually do installation of your favorite paintings in front of this kind of doors.
Yes.
Right? Main points that we like to share here is have full wall coverage, right, with wallpapers. Or you can explore half walls or frame sections for wallpapers. And you can also use wallpapers for the ceiling and recess or niche walls. Now we know that different generations have different tastes. Gen X, for example, tends to prefer practical, timeless designs. Think about light, neutral colors
Right.
that can keep the space feeling open and bright.
Yes.
So how about your end?
For Gen Z, on the other end, they like something more moody, more bold themes. Darker colors, rich tone, patterns that really make a statement. This is something that will stand out and speak to their vibe. We like to push boundaries a bit with Gen Zs, lean towards a more pearlescent finish, more metallic accents to brighten up the smaller rooms. Usually Gen Zs now, they have a room of their own, right? Not the
Yes.
whole house yet. Yeah, it's all about the soft sheen that can reflect light and create a sense of space.
Oh, sounds good. So it's all about actually finding the balance between
Yes.
timeless and trendy. No matter what the generation is, there is a wallpaper design and color for every home.
Right.
So some of the main points we have discussed here is Gen Z prefers more moody, darker, bold themes and colors actually.
Yep.
Whereas Gen X would prefer more practical, white or light colors. But really, it really depends on the personality.
Yes.
Because we have seen some Gen X actually go for really bold red colors too.
Wallpaper isn't just for walls anymore. In smaller condo spaces, we are seeing some really creative uses of wallpaper. This is to add both function and aesthetics. For example, you can use wallpaper as a framed picture, as what Jean you mentioned just now, to cleverly hide doors, bathroom doors especially, bomb shelter
exactly.
doors. Yeah.
Exactly, Eugene. That sounds great. It's not only just practical, but it also turns a plain door into a design feature. And for doors, we're seeing a rise in the use of architectural film, which is like the Raytag, which Goodrich has, is a self-adhesive material that you can use on smooth surfaces like metal and wood,
Right.
offering an eco-friendly solution that is durable and sustainable. So, Eugene, what other things you can add to this?
I think the key thing is that there's no formaldehyde, which more and more so people really don't want that in their house because of health reasons.
Can you explain more about this trend?
For formaldehyde is found mainly in carpentry It's that stinging sensation, you know, when in a newly renovated home, when you go in, you open the carpentry and you just get hit by that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the benefits of using this architectural film is that there's no such formaldehyde, there's no stinging sensation, which some people can get redness of eye or even go to the hospital for
Oh,
that.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
So redness of the eye and the smell too, right?
smell, yes.
Okay, so that's good. So use self-adhesive wallpaper,
Yes.
which is a film, right?
Instead of laminates.
Exactly.
And to add on, this is something that Gen Zs can definitely get on board with. It's a good bridge between the two generations. Sustainability is a big priority, and using architectural films to upcycle doors or other surfaces is definitely an easy way to refresh a space without creating waste. Another clever use is applying wallpaper to the backing of carpentry, like bookshelves or built-in carpentry. This adds depth and character without overwhelming an entire space.
I totally agree because we have some clients who actually use wallpapers of different colors to create the backdrop of a shelf before they actually install the shelves. So they can put their favorite actually alcohol bottles that they collect over the years,
Right.
or pictures, you know, or some ornaments to put in the shelves. There are dual functions for wallpaper nowadays. They are not only just for aesthetic, but it helps with acoustic, especially with the thicker kind of wallpapers that are made from cloth or acoustic materials. So these wallpapers are actually perfect for city living, reducing noise while adding a stylish finish to your walls. So some of the main points here that we want to capture again is use wallpapers as a framed picture to hide toilet doors. Use wallpaper in carpentry backing. Use architectural film to wrap doors or old actually console finishes. All right, and upcycle the cupboards that you have, the old cupboards or the console table, so as to maintain sustainability and having no
Formaldehyde.
formaldehyde. Yes, exactly. Having dual function walls that is not simply aesthetic, but also have acoustic properties.
Yes.
Lastly, when actually selecting wallpaper, think about the type, whether it is actually vinyl, fabric, or paper, or even self-adhesive wallpapers. When you actually select wallpaper, quality is key, especially in Singapore's humid climate. Some vendors may offer cheaper options, but they often don't test for humidity, which actually can cause peeling and damage on the long run. At Goodrich Global, we actually ensure all our wallpapers are rigorously tested for durability in humid conditions.
That's really important, especially for areas with a higher level of humidity than normal areas in Singapore, such as Sentosa or Marine Parade, where you're very near the ocean. Humidity is insane there, right? Quality is so important because there are many vendors in Singapore or even abroad that offer very cheap wallpaper solutions, and I think that would be detrimental to the design of the home.
Exactly, not just simply the design, but the durability on the long
Yes.
term. Because a lot of homeowners, I'm sure you come across, are looking at a long term because a home renovation is really a long term investment.
Yes.
So we can't help but stress, choose your vendors and installation vendors very carefully, and ensuring that they do a humidity testing
Yes.
prior to your installation. So on the long run, you do not simply spend so much money into your installation costs as well as the investment of the wall covering, and knowing that you have to take it down later.
Yeah.
The whole experience is terrible. Wallpapers can transform any condo spaces, whether you're looking for something that is bold or practical. It's all about finding what suits your style and your space.
Right. From Gen Z to Gen X, there's a wallpaper trend for everyone. Whether it's to add depth, character, or creativity, I believe that wallpaper can make any room feel more like home.
Thank you, Eugene, for sharing all these wonderful ideas with us. So, when you plan your new wallpapers installation for your home, do take note of all the pointers we have shared here. Thank you all for joining us today. If you have found this webinar valuable, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you will never miss an update. Check out the link in our description for more resources and stay connected with our community.